As many Americans abroad were in a panic to return stateside, beauty and travel entrepreneur Tanisha Barnes was swimming upstream with a plan to leave the U.S. and shelter in place in Morocco's Sahara Desert with her daughter, Salana.
I remember I had just moved back from Italy, and maybe a year later, after I had settled into Brooklyn, September 11th happened. And everything changed. Things change, and you have to change with it. I recreated myself. I bought a spa and salon. I ended up becoming an esthetician. I started a skincare line. The beauty business grew into a travel business. Here I am trying to figure out what's the next move. Like, obviously, the travel industry is going to change.
Tanisha's travel business often organized group trips for African Americans to experience the continent of Africa. Her business relationships led to an opportunity for her to reimagine Sabai Palace as a commune for creatives and thought leaders.
I walk into this opportunity at Spy Palace to not just re-envision the space visually, and I love design, so that's an exciting project. I think I've been working with this country now for about 6 years, bringing African Americans here. I have a strong team on the ground here, so I knew people. It wasn't like I was coming to a country where I didn't have anyone. And North Africa is complicated. I know that everybody isn't having that experience, and you know, Africa is a place where you really got to have people.
Oh, you're welcome.
I chose Morocco for a variety of reasons. It was kind of coincidental that opportunity came where we were going to be able to live and eat and be without occurring expenses, and for me to still be able to work. My daughter, Salana, we have a little hashtag, Salana, her mama. She's a global child. She's been moving around the earth and traveling since she was 4 months old.
Tanisha sought out the Sahara Desert winds as the best protection for her and Salana.
I decided we were going to leave and just be in a place that was a large landmass. We came to the Sahara Desert. You know, the general attitudes of Americans when it comes to consumerism and shopping and just being out and respecting government and respecting community wasn't going to be there. I didn't think that Black people, considering the conditions of just where we were right now, in terms of hospital care and how we're treated in the hospitals, that if there was a choice to save our life versus someone else, that Black and brown people, I think, would be left to die. I mean, we see it. We see it in the birth deaths of Black women in hospitals. I've experienced it firsthand in how I've been, you know, treated with my own health in the U.S. Whereas here, you know, the unfortunate part of privilege is that as an American, as a Black American, I would probably be treated faster here than I would be at home. I'm not moving around the continent in a way that is caught in some kind of, like, you know, unrealistic dream of what Africa is. It's hard here. You know, it's a developing space. What I know, though, is that within that development, there's a real opportunity and a need for this merge between the diaspora and Africa. I feel good now, and that's all I can really deal with. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what will happen if this hits Morocco very hard. They took it very seriously from the beginning. There wasn't this lag. There wasn't this idea that this was, you know, a hoax or anything like that. I think Africa in general, as a continent, they know pandemics, and they know the devastation that it causes, and they know that their healthcare systems aren't prepared to really take on the full weight of something like we were seeing in Italy and that they were seeing in other parts of the world. And so I looked at what the king was doing in Morocco. I saw the measures that he was taking. I saw the amount of money he was pulling in to the nation to make sure that they were going to be prepared and safe. He closed borders to Europe. That once we got here, he closed borders to the international community. Very shortly, one day after he closed hotels, he closed businesses. He got cabs down to 3 people. And then shortly after we got to the desert, he closed down everything. A lot of the cleaning that's been going on and the spraying of antiviral is a government mandated thing that's happening, from what I've been told, throughout all of Hamid. The doctor has been here This is now, I think, the third or fourth time. Actually, today the doctor just left, taking everyone's temperatures and monitoring people's temperatures to make sure that anyone is not having symptoms. And then every time this cases spike, they come down harder on the population to make sure that people are staying home. I always feel well protected here and safe here. The Sahara Desert brings me a lot of joy, and there's just an energy here that I can't explain, and like it suits me and my soul in a very particular way.
Sandstorms.
To think that I'm going to create a whole world inside these walls of artists and thinkers and writers and painters and people wanting to discover themselves or push forward the work that they've already done. I mean, it's exciting. I feel like this was a blessing, and it just allowed me to slow down. I've been really busy. So, Solana and her mama.